Pregame.com.
Pregame.tv, we're back. We're going to preview Sunday college basketball action. Big Ten style. We're going Ohio State and Wisconsin.
Great game.
VR, I mean, you talk about, a good conference and talk about deep. I mean, the Big Ten, you've got Indiana, you've got Michigan, you've got Michigan State. I mean, you talk about top heavy, but then you drop just the notch below, and you've got the Ohio States and the Wisconsins.
Yeah.
And, really, and I know, game me and you lost this week, but we lost by half. But in Minnesota's, they can play some good basketball too. We look at this game on Sunday, and Ohio State comes in. They're 7-3 their last 10 games. So a little bit of the luster's fallen off of Ohio State. They've taken that little step backwards. And the only reason they step backwards is the 3 games they lost were to those first 3 teams I just said. When you're losing to Indiana, Michigan, and Michigan State, there's really no, you can't hold your head in shame losing to those 3. What are you looking at in this game on Sunday? This is going to be my free pick.
This is the second time these two teams are meeting. And the first time, Ohio State won easily by 9 points. I mean, it could have been worse. And when I look at the box score, it was simple. Wisconsin not only shot 36% from the field, but they went to the foul line 0 times. They did not get 1 foul shot at Ohio State. You're not going to win on the road like that. If you can't get to the free throw line at least once, you're not going to win the game. So I would
say there was some home cooking.
A little bit. I mean, it always happens in college basketball. Let's tell it like it is. And that's the only reason I'm afraid to back Ohio State in this spot. I think Wisconsin should be favored. I think they're going to come out favored. But like you said, there's no surprise if Ohio State comes out maybe a 1-point favorite.
This is going to be a game that's going to be 1.5. I think
either way. Right now, I really don't have much of an opinion on this game. I was leaning to Wisconsin simply because they're at home. But watching them play the other night, I wasn't all that impressed. I mean, their record looks great. 8-4 in conference. That's good considering the conference they're in.
Right.
13-2 at home, and Ohio State's only won 3 of their 7 road games. So it looks like a good spot for Wisconsin after they already lost to Ohio State, but it's just not a team I'm all that confident against. And when you look at Ohio State, they're not only 8 deep, but all 8 of those guys are nationally ranked in one statistic or another. They've got some studs on that team. I'm surprised they're not, better than they are. And if those juniors that they have, there's 3 juniors, 2 sophomores that start, the 5 guys. If those juniors stick around for senior year, Ohio State's going to be a top 5 team next year.
Yeah. Well, what I'm looking at is Wisconsin is, a team, they play good fundamental basketball. They don't turn the ball over, but they're coming off some tough ball games. They played an overtime game. We're taping on Friday. They played an overtime game last night. The game previous to that, they played an overtime game against Michigan. And this is a team that I'm starting to say, okay, where are they going to run out of gas?
What do you got left in the tank?
And one of the things that I like about going against them here with Ohio State is Wisconsin frustrates you offensively and on the defense. They slow it down, but Ohio State can play that style. The other teams, it's more of a problem to adjust whenever they dictate the tempo. I feel this is a situation that, because the first meeting, Ohio State knows they can beat this team. I know I didn't like when I saw the foul shot discrepancy. You never like seeing that whenever you're looking at the revenge. But how many people are going to be pointing that out on Sunday? Every newsletter or talk show, they're going to point it out. Everybody's going to know it. And I think that's going to end up getting us a little bit of built-in value where they are going to make Wisconsin the favorite in the game. Where personally, my numbers say Ohio State should be favorite. So, hey, this is my video free pick, so let's make it official. All right, I think the key to this game is Wisconsin, as I said, they like to dictate the tempo. That's great. When you've got a fast-paced team coming into your building and you slow it down and you frustrate them, make them play your style of game, you're going to have the advantage. But when you're playing, your style of basketball is also in the meat house of the team that you're playing. You don't have that advantage. So that gives an edge to Ohio State. Also, coming off back-to-back overtime games, I just think that the gas tank's got to be starting to come up empty on Wisconsin. It's great playing the slow-down basketball and playing games that are always tight. It makes you tournament-tested, tough when you get to the tournament. But it also takes its toll on your team because you got to play on your toes every single game. You never have big separations. Every possession means the game. And I think that's going to start to show here as we get down the later parts of the season with Wisconsin. I like Ohio State in this spot. Like I said, 7-3 their last 10 games. I can't fault the 3 teams they lost to. Wisconsin's just a step below those 3 teams. I think Ohio State gets the job done on Sunday. I think we're going to get line value. I say Ohio State is the better team. They should be favored in this game. I've got them winning the game by 4 or more. So let's go ahead and take Ohio State on Sunday at Wisconsin. When we come back, we're going to get to some plays from VR. We're going to break down the NBA All-Star Game. And next up, we're going to go to hockey. He hit his video best
I was going to stop. I was going to say I could retire.
Undefeated?
Perfect. Undefeated, 100%.
Yeah. So instead, what are you doing?
Coming back with a parlay.
Yeah,
parlay.
Two of them.
I like money. You got to like money.
That's him. We'll be right back here at pregame.tv.